Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ Marino and we have a new movie review. I'm going to be jumping into the new Matthew Vaughn film, The Kingsman. Coming from someone who liked the first two Kingsman movies, who really likes Matthew Vaughn's other work like Kick-Ass and X-Men's First Class, this breaks my heart to say I did not like The Kingsman. There was really nothing in this that made me think of the other Kingsman films. Yeah, there are some stylized fight scenes, maybe about 2 or 2.5, I'll give them that. Yeah, those are about it, because none of the raunchy humor, the crazy big style, or the oh my god moments are presented here. I was waiting for the movie to really go the extra mile, to kick into that second gear, because for the most part, this is a pretty generic World War I film. There is moments that really do kind of call back to some of the other Kingsman films, but for the most part, I was just like, wow, this is a very dry political drama based on World War I. Okay, I was really surprised with this choice. Usually the other films aren't as politically driven, at least as overtly as this is. Yeah, I just don't really know. I don't know why they went this route with it. It feels like they're trying to mature up the Kingsman franchise, which is so weird because that's exactly what we didn't like about it. We liked that the Kingsman films were a bit over the top, outlandish, kind of offensive at times. That's what made them so interesting and so different compared to the other films in the genre. There's so many action, comedy, especially war-based films like this one. There's 1,000 of them released a year, but the Kingsman's movies were always unique. Even that second one, which I wasn't the hugest fan of, I still saw it and still understood that it had an impact and felt like nothing else. This just feels like another World War I film that had like a couple cool fight scenes that felt different. There was just nothing in this that made me go, oh, and those other ones were very breathtaking, very out there, and this has none of that. The plot for this film is a bit interesting because this is a prequel to the Kingsman franchise, so we get the origins, or at least the beginning of the Kingsman's organization, and I mean the very, very beginning. We don't really get the group coming together until basically the very end of the film. For the most part, this is just Ralph Fiennes dealing with his son, dealing with the world around him, and it's a dry drama when it gets to that, where I was just like, wow, Ralph Fiennes is very sad about his dead wife and his son who isn't listening to him and wants to join the military. Like, there was just stuff after stuff that I was just like, wow, this is what we're doing with it? Yeah, sure, this man is brought into this war where he's trying to help these people. He wants England to do well in the fight against, like, Germany, and then Russia's here. It's very World War I. Like, all of the players that are involved there, like, even down to the letter or the telegram that was sent from Mexico to, like, there, that the U.S. intercepted, all of that is here. All of that historical mumbo-jumbo is thrown into this film, and again, did you want history lessons? Did you want Rasputin as a main character in a film? Because that's what they offer you here. Yeah, we go through Rasputin, we go through, like, Franz Ferdinand. We have all of these characters that are introduced, that are very interesting to this time period. So I understood what they wanted to do, but I just kept waiting for, like, that extra moment. I kept waiting for these characters to be a bit more, yes, Rasputin is a bit outlandish, but, like, a bit even crazier than their counterparts in real life. Because this just felt like a historical drama. And again, I sat down expecting one movie and got a different movie. So half of this is on me. This is a little bit of me expecting Kingsman to be a Kingsman movie and not just what it was presenting, but it's also on the filmmakers, because I wanted one movie and you gave me a story, a tone, a style that are completely different than anything else. The best part of this film is the acting. Even though the characters are pretty boring, yeah, I still like the actors. Ralph Fiennes was good. Harrison Dickinson, who is in a movie I love called Beach Rats, he does the best with his pretty not fleshed out character. I also thought Daniel Brühl was completely underutilized. Rhys, Ifans, or I think Ifans is his name. Yeah, he's cool as Rasputin, but then once Rasputin leaves, there is so much energy sucked out of the film. I was just like, what are we doing? We kept getting rid of characters. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm like, that character is like a main part of this story and he's gone. What? There's just a lot of that where every time you would get an inch, get closer, you would see a cool fight scene. There was one in a no man's land kind of fight that was very interesting because they couldn't use guns in that moment. I thought that was so cool, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna get more of like that. Oh no, it's gone. That's kind of the last time we get one of those cool fights to the very end. Yeah, I'm just kind of blown away about the waste of talent. Yes, they're all very good here, but some of them are not doing what they need to. Though, one person who did surprise me is Djimon Hounsou. Yeah, great. He is a quiet kind of role, but he's a badass when he needs to. He also feels like a founding member of the Kingsman organization, which I did like to see. I liked elements of this, but like putting all of them together, maybe there's like 5 things I liked out of like 100 things, and that's kind of frustrating. Though the cinematography is getting a bit been there, done that. Yes, they're moving the camera around in very cool ways. Look how smooth it is. It feels like you're in the fight. And yeah, the action choreography is still strong, but I'm starting to think the Kingsman films have ran their course from a narrative sense. We're already doing a prequel 2 movies in. Okay. And yeah, just overall, I just feel we could have done more with this if we would have stayed in our current path. Yeah, the Kingsman movies weren't like the most biggest box office success, but you really thought a World War I prequel with like out Taron Egerton was what? Like, no Colin Firth, no Taron Egerton, and you expected this to be the winning one? I'm a bit confused by that. Now, I've noticed some people like this change, so this is going to be a personal taste thing. I say this in all my reviews, but I want to push this one in this with this as well. Is like, hey, okay, check this out for yourself. Like, you could see what I'm saying, or you could have a completely different feeling. So, as much as I feel like the Kingsman movies have ran its course, those first 2 were fun, this is the opposite of fun. It's a slog to get through, a very dry World War I drama. I have to push that again. This is not like the other Kingsman films, but some people might want that change, so definitely check this one out for yourself. I have my one opinion, but I want to know what your feelings are. Alright everyone, that is it for my review of the Kingsman film. Oh my goodness, was not a big fan of it. I'm more disappointed than I am anything. This movie is not bad, it's a slog, it's dry, it's just not as entertaining or as engrossing as the other 2 and what I wanted from this. But what do you guys think? What do you think of this review? What do you guys think of this film? Share your feelings down in the comments below, subscribe to Flickering Myth, and make sure you guys give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Alright everyone, let's talk about the Kingsman and the Kingsman franchise down below.